What's up, everybody? I am Blake Falls, also known as Kaguya Falls. I am the coach of the Manhattan Morpekos in the OHKO Draft League this season, and this is my match for Week 2 against the St. Louis Pikablues. This was played against Hannah, and I'm uploading it a little bit late. I had some audio issues where I was chewing gum, and also some of the background noise was a little too loud, so it got picked up by my mic. So I'm dubbing over this. The team this week was pretty hard centered. It was a pretty hard trick room type of vibe. So I set up myself to use my best piece, which I think was Primarina. Prim has Calm Mind, so it can become pretty specially bulky, and it also hits into a lot of the Pokemon that they have on their team. I also had other options like Iron Tail, Dragon Tail, Life Orb Dragonite, where it can one-shot Hatterene, and Dragon Tail can stop other things from setting up. So we had that. We have Mega Villain, who also just pairs pretty well into them. I had Iron Ball Ditto, just in case I can get in there and take one of the Megas away. I have Mimikyu with Taunt, and my Malamar also has Taunt to try to stop the the dangerous trick room. Look at this team. It looks like something you'd run into on ladder for a hard trick room. That's like the picture perfect vibe. I mean, I guess normally you wouldn't have a Klefki on there, but everything else that's like what you're thinking for a hard trick room. Maybe it would be a Torkoal, I guess, over the Klefki maybe. But yeah, I had pretty much just thought out like on the leads what to do because I think Trick Room is a very linear strategy where you will start yourself up, and if you can get everything set up at the start, you're good. You're good to go. So the person playing against Trick Room, you have to either stop them from getting Trick Room up or figure out a way to survive through it. So that's kind of the two approaches here on my Dragonite and on my Primarina. Alright, so we're getting started up here with game 1. Big Mouse and Jingle. I don't know about Mouse. I guess because kangaroos are marsupials. Jingle though, that's correct. That is Jingle. So yeah. Yeah, okay. So we got the Life Orb superpower. That should definitely pick up here. Carolina's gonna hit the Mega Evolution. I really like the design they did for Mega Scovillain. Scovillain itself, like base Scovillain, is not a Pokemon I was a huge fan of, but I love what they did with the design. And there's Misty Terrain again. It seems like everybody pretty much thought of the same thing to counter my poor Scovillain. Yeah, the Kang moving first there, so it's pretty speed invested. And then Life Orb chip goes down. D9 picks up Kang and Flamethrower. Roar. Doesn't actually do enough to pick up, but it's pretty good damage. We got through the Kang already, and we did almost all of Jingle's health too. So we're doing pretty good here. There's Glinda. So this is the moment I was waiting for, right? I put Iron Tail on here for this moment. And then it was Reflect, so it doesn't one shot anyway. No. We do connect though. And it does like 50%. It does a little less than 50%, which is kind of insane. Cause that's like that's like a roll to kill. We get the flamethrower off, and Trick Room goes up, unfortunately. I probably could have had E-Speed on the D-Knight, but I think I had each of the moves specifically for different things. Kind of contemplating here if I want to switch in, or if I want to keep my Pokemon safe in the back and just let them come in naturally. That's kind of one of the other things about Trick Room is like, you really want to make sure that you preserve your HP while you're fighting against it, because it can be tough. You gotta withstand the barrage of attacks. Maybe would have been better to try to get Ditto in on this slot, but do what you can. Either way, there's not a lot of HP left on their team, because you got Hatterene at the red, Kang's dead, and Jingle is also just kind of vibing out. We're gonna go for the light screen, so we can survive better. I don't know what I'm checking right here. It should definitely just be... No, what am I doing? I should have clicked light screen. That's what they did. Youch! That was over half to Prim. That's kind of crazy. And they got the Spidef drop. Oh no. That was a crit on Jingle too. Man, Calm Mind. What am I cooking? Definitely should have been light screen hyper voice. That's alright though. Here comes Lady Lumps. Oh my. Yeah, it's definitely a light screen and switch angle. Because at this point, they don't have a way of getting Trick Room up again, so Prim should just Hyper Voice once out of TR and win the game. I really like Mega Cameryup's giant volcano on its back. It's pretty fun. Shout out to Paro. That's my friend who's the biggest Camerup fan in the world. #1 Camerup supporter. Man, it just occurred to me that this video is not gonna have music in it, but I don't want to mess with the audio again. So y'all will just experience my beautiful voice. And I hope my beautiful voice can be good for y'all. Here's a superpower, picks up the 3% and knocks out my own Dragonite. I shiny hunted this Dragonite very recently for a different video I was making actually. Okay, and there's Sabrina the Sleepy. There's the Dazzling Gleam and the Hyper Voice KO. Yeah, there's not a Camerupt in the world that survives Primarina Hyper Voice single target. And Lady Lumps is not an exception. Alright, so we're going into game 2. It's always nice to start off the set with a win. And you can be a little more A little more reckless in game 2, if I will say so myself. Yep, we're locking in the same vibe. Although definitely expecting a different lead this time, right? I find it funny that it's dromedary, the Furgraph, because Furgraph is not a dromedary, but Camerupt is much closer to that. Glinda is a really good nickname for Hatterene, though. Oh yeah. We're clicking the tech move. Also, Dragonite barely living. Common Dragonite W. We got the Dragon Tail to get Furgraph out of here. That also gives us a free switch with Life Orb. So it's nice because now they're stuck on the field with Trick Room is not up. But the return of the Boo Boo Keys. Mr. Jingles. Just going for the all-out offense. And the light screen is also like really, really annoying for my team. Cause like I'm trying to get through this with special attackers. So the light screen is pretty problematic. I wonder if it's light clay here. Wasn't 100,000,000% paying attention there to the item if I missed it, but I don't know. I just assume Klefki. Like, Klefki's such a weird mod. I feel like I run into it a decent amount, but it's just not the mod that I've ever thought of very much as, like, a threat. And then I just play against it, I'm like, oh, they're kind of doing. They're getting a lot of value out of this guy. Squibellin's so broke. You get so much random, like, free damage that you didn't do anything to earn when you played Mega Squibellin. It's just like, oh, everything gets burned, actually. And you're just like, what? What do you mean everything gets burned? But yeah, I mean, from here, like, I think it's pretty cooked. Right, the Misty Terrain goes up a little late. Foul play is actually pretty decent damage there, too. We get the crit, but I don't think that mattered because we're at +1. Citrus Berry proc. And then it's Leech Seed. So I actually thought I had Giga Drain here. Because I had been testing with Giga Drain. But when I was sitting here, I remember I was like, oh, I have Leech Seed. And I didn't realize it until the animation went off because they're both green. So I thought it was the right move. And I was like, oh no. That's not good. That's the opposite of good. That's bad. But with Leech Seed up, I mean, it's kind of cooked, right? You just protect, get some more Leech Seed healing, then Rage Powder, and Primarina just seems like it's in a great spot. It was a Thunder Punch. I love Thunder Punch Mega Crabominable. I brought it to the Indianapolis Regional Championships at the end of last season, and I was the first person in history to ever day 2 with Mega Crabominable, and I also had a Furgraph on that team, as I do on every team for tournaments. I always run Furrig. That's my goat. This mega Crabominable mon though. That's goat. What the? They can't do that. Boom. It's. I love the Ice Hammer animation. It's so cool. Also, it does so much damage. Like, it's so difficult to not, like, explode to Mega Crabominable Ice Hammer. And a lot of mons just can't do anything about it. They just, like, they get hit and they, like, explode. Like, you are not a mon anymore. Yep. There's not enough Trick Room turns. Also, Ditto's the goat. Ditto is the goat. The Iron Ball Ditto getting to go first under Trick Room to guarantee that the Furgraph goes down after surviving by becoming the Furgraph. And then it's Helping Hand, Moon Blast. And Mega Crab can do many things, but surviving, very, very, very powerful, super boosted, fairy type attacks is not one of those things. Farewell, Furgraph and Mega Crab, my beloved Trick Room duo. And GG's to Hannah and the St. Louis Pikablues. So yeah, this was a pretty fun set. I feel like my prep was pretty solid. I feel like the stuff that I thought was gonna happen happened, and nothing really was like super out of the expectations. So I think I did a pretty good job. I'll see y'all next time.